Last night, Hotboii posted Lil Durk's "Turn Myself In" onto his Instagram story, followed by a caption that stated that he's finally turning himself in to the police. This came as a surprise to some, as Hotboii was on the run for the past 2 weeks. Before we discuss, don't forget to like, share, but most importantly, hit the subscribe button for more content like this. Now let's get cracking. Hotboii is a young and upcoming Floridian rapper hailing from Orlando who is signed to 100K Management, the same management team that YNW Melly and King Von is signed to. It's safe to say that Hotboii has been making quite a few waves in the rap game lately. His breakout single was "Don't Need Time", which then was remixed by no one other than Lil Baby, just further pushing up the stock of Hotboii. Currently, "Don't Need Time" sits at 60 million views on YouTube, plus another 11 million from the remix, which is quite an impressive achievement for someone who was relatively unknown beforehand. Besides being commercially successful, he has caught the eyes of the critics too, as they were praising his masterful flow and soul-bearing storytelling on his debut album Double O Baby, which I dearly recommend to you. The album addressed problems of the African American community, but also addressed police brutality in the wake of the George Floyd murder, with Hotboii paying homage to Salaitis Melvin, a friend of his who has been also taken away too early due to police brutality. Everything seemed to align for Hotboii, as in late May he released the single Nobody Special, featuring everyone's favorite heartbreaker Future, who provided an extreme dose of misogynism to the song. Just give it a listen, it's so bad that it's good. Plus, Hotboii was also slated to appear at this year's Rolling Loud down in Miami, but it seems like this won't happen anymore, as he is about to be locked up for quite a bit. Hotboii is no stranger to legal troubles, as from 2016 to 2018 he served time in a juvenile detention center for breaking and entering. That's where Hotboii decided to take his craft more seriously and try staying clean, which he managed until recently. On 2nd of July, news broke out that the Metropolitan Bureau of Investigation arrested, or they were looking for, 33 gang members on charges of racketeering and drug trafficking. One of these 33 people being Hotboii, but also fellow Floridian and rival gang member Glock 9. All this was part of a 9-month-long operation titled X-Force. It looks like the police doesn't have that much on Hotboii, but it's yet another case of trying to pin down the crimes of the gang onto the most famous member of it. Because Hotboii has been laying quite low and staying away from trouble, trying to further his musical career. For those interested in more details, I'll link Hip Hop Daily's video about the case, as he goes more in depth than me. Not long after the news broke out about Hotboii's legal trouble, it wasn't long till media outlets further reported that he was already on the run, which didn't really look good for Hotboii at the time, as he could have possibly faced a harsher punishment for trying to evade the cops. Though after being fugitive for almost like 2 weeks, Hotboii decided to post Lil Durk's "Turning Myself In" on Instagram, followed up by the caption that he's actually turning himself in for good now. Now I propose to discuss why Hotboii possibly turned himself in this late, as he quite took his time, because if we recall, Melly was charged with first-degree murder on the 12th of February 2019, and he proceeded to turn himself in just a day later on the 13th of February. So now let's speculate. Why did it take for Hotboii so long to turn himself in? My first theory is that the reason for fleeing the police for so long was purely monetary and financially motivated. The reason I'm saying this is due to the fact that Hotboii's buzz has been at an all-time high, as he was slowly turning mainstream by getting features from artists such as Future, Lil Baby, Polo G, and Pooh Shiesty. But once in prison, it's really hard to keep all that buzz going, especially if you don't have any more music to put out. Thus, my theory is that Hotboii maybe went to 100k tracks or any of his associates' basement and hid there with a microphone and recorded as much music as possible and hit up as many A-listers he could to obtain possible features. Because if he has a constant output while being incarcerated, his name and fame might not be tainted at all and he might come out even more popular than beforehand. We need to look at no one else other than Gucci Mane, who after a 3-year-long prison stint came out more famous than ever before, partially due to having a constant output of mixtapes and albums while being incarcerated. Gucci Mane said that he knew that if he doesn't put out anything, his career will be gone by the time he comes out. And if we look at Hotboii, he wasted no time, as just one day after being on the run, he already previewed a new song on his Instagram. Now the only question that is left unanswered is for how long Hotboii will be in jail for. Personally, I don't really know what's the maximum or minimum time served for a racketeering charge. But in the case of Hotboii, it's only a state charge. It's not a federal one like in the case of NBA YoungBoy. So that might make quite a big difference. Also, there is a possibility that Hotboii might take a plea deal to lessen his sentence, but we'll have to wait and see. If Hotboii gets anywhere from 1 to 3 years, most probably he is safe, as he must have recorded quite a few songs while on the run, plus he might have some leftover material from previous albums. But if he gets more than 3 years, his buzz will be mostly gone, because the world moves really fast, especially in the days of TikTok. Now, my second theory is that Hotboii was on the run to sort out his story and possibly lawyer up with the best lawyers possible, or maybe, this is just a big maybe, have some of his associates take on some of the charges that are laid against Hotboii. Because if Hotboii is incarcerated for a longer period of time, the gang that he is part of might suffer quite a substantial financial loss. Thus, someone might take some of his charges so Hotboii can further stay out and financially sustain his associates. Plus, let's not forget that Hotboii has also got a family to feed. Thus, he might have prepared the best defense he could while being on the run, so he can stay out and continue to support his family. Now, these are just my theories. This is pure speculation. Feel free to disagree with them down in the comment section. Also, please let me know, what do you think? Do you think that Hotboii can sustain his career while being in jail? Plus, why do you think that Hotboii was on the run for so long? So yeah, I think it's quite unfortunate for Hotboii that he got incarcerated at the peak of his brief career. But if he truly was on the run to record new material or sort out his story, he might be safe for the time being. But if his case gets more complicated, then things might not look that good for him. But we'll have to wait and see. Till then, don't forget to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe for weekly updates about the world of rap, trap, and R&B. This has been Trapology 101. Till next time, stay safe and see you around, folks.